Before this video begins, I just want to say I don't know if Cartoon Network is shutting down or not, and that's not what this video is about. Instead, I'm going to be reminiscing on some of the shows I watched when I was little, so, with that being said, let's get into it. The first show I want to talk about is Total Drama Island. If you didn't watch this show when you were younger, I honestly just feel really bad for you because this show was peak. But I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself. Basically, Total Drama Island is a reality TV show, but it's animated. And this basic idea led to a lot of, good things and a lot of things you wouldn't expect. Like, there was a lot of character development. You really got to know the characters and you really got to understand their psychologies. And every single twist, every single, turn was amazing. And with such a basic idea, they really just go so far with it. But by far, my favorite story arc has to be with Mike from Total Drama Island. It was just really entertaining seeing the multiple personalities and each of their characteristics and weaknesses. It was just really good, and I really like the ending where he has to use all of his personalities to beat the evil personality. It was just amazing. 10 out of 10. Also, you guys show Chef some love. He was the most underrated character in this show. The next show I want to talk about is Codename Kids Next Door. It really annoys me because I don't see the show being talked about a lot, and when it is talked about, it's always about the ending with the guy with the football head. And that guy was the worst character in this show. He was British. My favorite character by far had to be the guy with the orange jacket. He was just kind of carrying the show, to be honest. Anyways, I don't really have anything else to say about the show, so let's go on to the next one. The next show I want to talk about is Teen Titans, bro. Everything about this show was just amazing. Top tier villains, top tier story, top tier animation, top tier characters, especially Beast Boy, man. Like, every time I saw that man on the screen, I knew it was gonna be a good episode. I knew I was either gonna be laughing or crying. And when I was little, I had the fattest crush on Tara, bro. And it broke my little heart when I saw her turn into stone, man. Oh, and also that one racing episode was so cool, man. Especially when they introduced Red X, bro. Like, that was amazing. Like, he was like Robin, but cooler. Anyways, I can talk about the show for hours, and I don't really feel like doing that. So, I'm gonna move on to the next one. Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go is alright. No, I'm just playing. It was pretty good. But I remember there was an era of YouTube where everyone was just going at it, saying that this was the worst show. A new episode would come out, and people would just flame it, bro. Which I understand because Teen Titans, the original one, was just way better, but this wasn't that bad of an alternative, man. I find a lot of their main event type things really interesting and really creative, and also their songs were just top tier, so you know what? You gotta give it the props it deserves, so yeah. Anyways, let's talk about the next one. The next show I want to talk about is Adventure Time. I really like Adventure Time. My favorite episode has to be the Cardboards episode. I really like Jake as a character. He's just really cool. And so seeing him being all egotistical against Finn and Finn trying to be nice and stuff, it was just really cool. 10 out of 10. But I gotta say something real quick. Half of y'all are fake fans, bro. I remember in 3rd grade when me and my mom went into a Hot Topic. And in that Hot Topic, they had a Jake backpack. And they reversed into the girl characters and stuff. Or the girl version of Jake. And I thought this was the coolest thing. So I brought that backpack to school. And, everyone, every single person in my 3rd grade class was like, what's that? Who's that? I don't know who that is. Who's that? So I know half of y'all didn't watch Adventure Time. All you guys are fake fans. Don't even come at me. I'm the real OG fan. I am the #1 fan. I am Adventure Time. The next show I want to talk about is Powerpuff Girls. This show was amazing. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I always thought the villains were amazing and really funny. I really liked the little crab person. I thought they were really funny. Every time I saw them, I'm like, damn, this episode's about to be amazing. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't get to watch this show as much as the other shows, so I don't really know as much about it. So with that being said, we're just gonna go to the next show because I don't really have too much memories and stuff with it. Now, this show and Adventure Time brought Cartoon Network back to life. Of course, I'm talking about a regular show. If you didn't watch this show growing up, I really feel bad for you because this show was amazing. I always liked that the most simple tasks turned into the most craziest extreme things ever. My favorite episodes have to be the excellent one, the basketball one, and probably the finale. The characters were also top tier. Every single character kind of meshed really well with each other, and it always felt natural. It never like felt forced or anything. Also, I like how the show didn't make Mordecai and Margaret a thing, even though they both had like feelings with each other, because that's a really bold of a show to make, especially at that time. Because most shows, they had the crush, they had the love interest, and they have to get together, and them not doing that was really cool and really bold. I mean, it made Mordecai look like a humongous simp, but it's alright. Now, in my opinion, they should have left the Margaret stuff in the past after that, after she said no and moved away. Like, maybe that one extra episode where he tries to deliver the sweater, but that should have been the end of it. Because the whole CJ storyline, as much as I love CJ and stuff, it just kind of is ruined by the Margaret storyline too, with went with it. Also, my favorite storyline has to be when Rigby goes back to school, because it was just really cool. Bro was a W Mans. I mean, he wasn't always a W Mans, as he didn't let his best friend go to college, but he was really cool. Really appreciate him. 10 out of 10 characters, 10 out of 10 cast, 10 out of 10 everything. Love that show. And the last show we're going to be talking about is Courage the Cowardly Dog. This by far was my favorite Cartoon Network show. I love this show way too much, and more than anyone would really expect. I liked the courage, and it was such a simple concept, yet it was so amazing. I was always frightened, and I was always scared half to death, like during half the episodes, but everything worked so well, and everything was just amazing. I feel like a lot of shows on this list were like trying way too hard to be as good as they could be, and Courage just knew what it was. It knew how good it was, and it knew it was just peak. Okay, so Courage the Cowardly Dog is number one on my list. He's like the MJ of Cartoon Network. No one can really beat him. So, anyways, with that being said, that concludes my list. If you guys made it this far, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. My last video got a lot of attention, more than I was expecting. It kind of blew up. I want to say blew up because it's kind of minute to compared to like other videos that quote unquote blow up. But for my channel, that was an amazing amount of views and reception and stuff. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. I grew so much, and like in terms of like subscribers and stuff. And I just want to say thank you for everything. So see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, and one more thing before I go. Search up Mr. Hands on Google.